All right, what is up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at one of the three leaders coming out in the ST-13 Three Brothers Bond, which is already out in the East. We are starting to see some results we're going to go over today. Excuse me. But we won't see this in the West until about April, I believe, is the projected release date of this product. Okay, so for those who don't know, in this set, I have gone over the set as a whole. You can check that out if you want to see what I think about it. But it's gonna be called the Three Brothers Bond, just like there were the three captains set in ST-10. This is the Three Brothers Bond in ST-13, where you have Sabo is red yellow, Luffy is black and yellow, and Ace is blue and yellow. Okay, and we're starting to see some results pop up in the East now that they have their hands on these leaders. And in today's video, we're going to be checking out Sabo in particular, red and yellow. And I will say this, guys, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Like with black, yellow, there's a lot of stuff going on where, and I'll talk about that later in another video, between the 8-cost Gecko Moria and some of the cards we're going to see in today's video. Well, maybe not specifically in today's video, but some of the interactions, like with these two, you know, where's these specific cards here that are built into the ST-13 engine, where they're 2-cost cards, right? So that works perfectly with Gecko Moria. And notice it says you may trash this character. It doesn't matter if it's active or rested. You can just do it to get the effects off. So we are going to see, you know, black and yellow has a lot of synergy. I think blue and yellow's probably got some decent stuff too. But wait till you guys see what's going on with red yellow currently. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on with this leader. And I'm going to be honest, guys, if I had to make a educated guess, and this isn't biased, y'all know I would pick black and yellow. Everyone here knows who knows me, I always play black decks. That's like my main thing with this game. If I were to pick which leader I think will be the most successful out of the three brothers, like they might all fail, by the way, we don't know. But out of the Three Brothers Bond ST-13 set, I would not be surprised if Sabo ends up being the strongest out of all of them. So let's go ahead and dive into it, guys. We're going to be talking about Sabo here. And real quick, let me first go, wait, let me go back to like this. Sorry, guys. Let me go to... All right, I've got all the different sets here. Perfect. Okay, so those are the ones we're going to look at. And just to show you where I'm getting these from, it's OnePieceTopDecks.com. Notice we're over in the Japanese Asian section, OP06. And all I did was sort by Ace, or excuse me, by Sabo. There we go. And there's only 4 decks, and that's these 4 tabs up here we're going to look at today. Okay, so these are brand new, just to put this in perspective. So there's 4 Ace decks. There are, let's see, Ace, there's about 3. And then for Luffy, oops, that's the wrong Luffy, my bad. ST-13 Luffy, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is also not too surprising, because Luffy is the more popular. Black and yellow is a very strong, I said that, but a very strong card combination. But guys, I'm telling you, I would not be surprised if red yellow comes out on top a little bit with that. I'm hoping for black yellow. You guys know that's like all I play is black yellow Lin. So I would not mind at all going black yellow Luffy. I probably will just have all the cards already. You know what I mean? But listen to what we're going to talk about today, guys, with red yellow Sabo. So first we're going to just like kind of blast through some of the lists, and then we're going to talk about how this works. Real quick, let me read the leader. This is what the leader does. Dawn ×1, activate main once per turn. You may add one of your cost 3 or higher characters with 7,000 power or higher to the top of your life face up. Give up to one of your characters plus 2,000 power until the start of your next turn. Okay? So it just has to be a cost 3 or higher and with 7,000 power or higher. Now understand what that means, by the way. You can buff your character with Dawn or with other effects, you know, because red has buff effects. If you can buff the character to 7,000 power and they have a cost of 3 or higher, okay, well, no problem. Now you can turn on, you know, you could use this with just about anything, right? And some characters already have that stat line, right? Like with Ace. Now this is not a Whitebeard Pirates type leader, so he would not get Rush. But we're going to look at a few other options that are very, very good going into this. So first and foremost is this list. This is a Whitebeard Pirates style list, right? Where you literally have Izo as a searcher. Haruta, you have a full-on Whitebeard list with a little bit of Revolutionary Army support. See, notice Koala, she's a 2-cost, 3,000 power 2k counter that also has an Otama style. It's actually more like a Gordon style of effect, right? Where if your leader has the Revolutionary Army type, you can give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power for the turn. Okay, so, and of course it's running Otama, who has the minus 2,000 power. So it has ways to lower power to beat up the board and to turn on the Vista here. But most importantly, with this list, it's all about utilizing Edward Newgate and using your leader to just gain life. Because, now, don't get me wrong, guys, we're about to look at a few lists that are very aggressive. This one is probably the slowest of all the lists that we're going to be looking at in today's video. This one is very much geared to abuse his leader effect because, guys, it is very powerful. You see what it does, right? Add one of your cost 3 or higher characters with 7,000 power or higher to the top of your life face up. That is just Dawn ×1, activate main, gain 1 life. No stipulation other than 3 cost or higher, 7,000 power or higher. That's it. Incredibly, you know, how do I say this? You know, this is a very generic effect, right? Very, very easy to pull off. And then what does it do? It's going to give one of your other characters plus 2,000 power until the start of your next turn, making them harder to KO and you know, more of a threat. It cannot give it to the leader, but it can to the characters. Okay? All right, so that's the first list we're looking at. And again, we're just kind of, if you want to look at any of these lists, like in particular, and like go through all the details on them, by all means, you know, go to OnePieceTopDecks.com and check them out. Okay, so next list we're going to look at, so the last one was more red Whitebeard Pirates. This one's actually a little more yellow. And look what it's doing. You've got the sign, this is just a good 2K counter, right? But this is running a lot of the Land of Wano stuff with Momonosuke. Okay, it's got this. Kikanojo. This card right here is just going to be, I think this card's going to be incredible, guys. And think of it with what we just said about Sabo. This is a 4-cost, 6,000 power character. On KO, if your opponent's life is 3 or less, place the top card of your deck to the top of your life. So you're going to gain a life. Or, notice it has 3, it costs 3 or more, and it's only 6,000 power, right? Well, if you attach 1 Dawn, swing for 7, you're going to swing for 7, obviously. And then you're going to attach a Dawn to Sabo, and you can just put this on top of your life. And notice the trigger, guys. If your opponent's life is at 3 or less, you just play the card. So you gain a life, and they can't attack your character you just attacked with. But if they do somehow get to KO this, you're gaining a life from it as well. It's just incredible, incredible amounts of value. And let's just say, you know, actually, let me just read this first and then talk about it. There's also, for the people who are not caught up, guys, this character right here, Momonosuke, this is a 5-cost, 6,000 power blocker. With on play, place up to 1 of your Land of Wano type characters other than Momonosuke on the top or bottom of its owner's life pile face up. So guys, even if you use a card like this early on, Hiyori, you may put the top or bottom card of your life in your hand, put up to 1 card from your hand on the top of your life stack. This is allowing you to set stuff up. It's a 2K counter for later in the game. Earlier on the game, it has this on play, and it's a Land of Wano where you can recycle her to your life with Momonosuke if you need to. Incredible, incredible amounts of synergy. And notice, again, with him, he's a 5-cost 6K. So if you swing for 1K, or if you put 1 Dawn on him and 1 Dawn on this guy, you're going to be able to swing for 7 and put Momonosuke on top of your life so you can reuse his effect. This card alone is already strong enough in a deck, but notice what else it runs. It's running Luffy. This card is very important. Why? For all of the new ST-13 leaders, and again, if you haven't looked up these, I do have a video on it. Check it out because there's a lot going on where it uses the 3 brothers. Each of the 3 brothers has a 5-cost character it can use with a 2-cost character that comes in the deck that interacts directly with your life. Each one of them, so there's Luffy, and this one also runs Ace, but there's also a Sabo one as well. But notice what they do. You may trash the character and look at the top card of your life. If this card is a 5-cost Luffy, or whichever character it is, this one's Luffy, Ace is for Ace, Sabo's for Sabo, then you may play it from your life. And if you play it, up to one of your leaders gets plus 2,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay? That is a very big deal, guys. So in other words, let's say you swing for 7 with Luffy. Like you play Luffy for 5, attach a Dawn, swing for 7. That was a 6 Dawn investment, right? Well, with the 3 remaining Dawn, you would be able to play this card, or excuse me, well, first you would want to do the leader, to put Luffy back on top of your life. And then you could play out this Luffy card here, trash it, put the Luffy back into play, and swing for 7 more with the last Dawn, if you had a 10 Dawn turn. And your leader's going to be swinging for how much was it? You know, you guys get it. And, sorry to confuse y'all, but you'll also be able to give plus 2,000 power to a character until the start of your next turn if you had another character down, maybe like a Okiku or something, right? Something like that. Just very, very powerful, guys. So, Ace also has this. This is coming out with ST-13. This is a 5-cost, 7,000 power character with on play, if you have 2 or less life, if you have 2, not your opponent, if you have 2 or less life, this character gains rush. This character gains rush, just period. It's a 5-cost 7k rusher, guys. That's what this is. And again, like we're saying, if you have this interaction, and notice, this is a 5-cost 7k. So if you attach one Dawn to your leader, you can just put him on top of your life. So pay 5, swing 7 with him, attach one Dawn to your leader, put him back on top of your life, play out this card. Now we know the top card of your life is Ace. You do this as well. You know, you do this, send Ace right back into attack, and you guys see what's going on here, guys. It's just incredible amounts of pressure you're going to be able to put on because of Luffy and Ace. Really powerful stuff, and then it has this Land of Wano engine baked in as well. That's just going to help you get to the late game as well if needed. So really cool stuff there. Okay, sorry, we spent a long time on that one, but I think the rest are going to be very similar. Now this is another engine that's running Revolutionary Army as its kind of, you know, it's how would you say, like its backbone. And this is the one I probably like the least, but I understand how it wins. It definitely makes sense to me, because I don't know if you guys actually process this for a second, guys. Actually process this. If you play this guy for 5, this Luffy here, and you attach one Dawn to swing for 7, which is just a good attack number anyway, you then attach one Dawn to your leader, and you gain a life for the turn with Luffy. Like, Luffy goes to the top of your life. And then when they attack into it, you can just continue to do this interaction every single turn. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have to try to combo it with the Luffy. This is just a good OTK, one-turn KO type strategy, right? And there's also, this is the Luffy that comes in ST-13, by the way. But notice what this character says here. You may trash this character and look at the top card of your life. If the card is a 5-cost Luffy card, you may play it. So it doesn't care if it's a yellow one or a red one. That's why this is so... And this is why, guys, I think the red-yellow version is just so powerful. Like, black-yellow will have Sabo and Gecko Moria eventually, right? So it does have that, too. Black and yellow, I think, is going to be very strong. Blue-yellow, not so much, but it might be good in the future when more tools are going to be at its disposal. But red-yellow, guys, this is just very powerful. And we already know what Karasu does. We already know what Imperial Ivankov does. You're just going to be able to start, you know, dropping down all these characters, these Revolutionary Army-style characters, and then you're going to be able to finish out the game with this incredible synergy between Luffy and Sabo. Because, again, guys, just think about that for just a second. In this Revolutionary Army-style list, you'll have, like, a Karasu down or an Imperial Ivankov, right? Or maybe even Inazuma. Okay, well, then you play down Luffy, you attach one Dawn, swing for 7, like I said, attach one Dawn to Sabo to use his leader effect, return the Luffy to the top of your life, and give one of your characters plus 2k until the start of your next turn. So this Imperial Ivankov or this Karasu will be a 7,000 till next turn. You see what's going on, guys? Like how powerful that is? It's just incredibly powerful. Okay, and then that obviously turns on when attacking. Okay, good stuff. Really good stuff here. Okay, and the last list we're going to look at. This one's kind of a mixture of a bunch of different red and yellow cards. There's not necessarily a theme to it. It's just, yeah, here's some what's it called, Revolutionary Army stuff. Here's like a Big Mom Pirates card. Just, it looks like this effect is trying to just abuse triggers. You've got Denjiro triggers, Okiku, Satori, Sanji, Neko Mamushi, this new guy here, Cracker, and then again you have like this really strong what's it called, Revolutionary Army engine mixed in as well. And here's the thing, guys, I don't know which of these lists is the best yet. If I had to guess, if I had to guess, okay, this is just me. I don't even play much red, but I do play quite a bit of yellow. I do think this list is the best so far. I think combining or comboing, however you want to say it, the Land of Wano package with like the Rush package, I think this is the way to go. And notice this list is even running 4 Nami, the starter deck Nami, where it attaches a Dawn for free. So now you're going to be dealing with 11 Dawn turns, where it's going to be so much easier to turn on your leader effect and all that good stuff. And one thing a lot of people might be thinking is, why not just run the Nami Searcher? Well, unfortunately, these cards are Goa Kingdom. The mini Luffy and the mini Ace, they're just Goa Kingdom. They're not actually Straw Hat Crew. And this deck in particular looks like it only runs 8 Straw Hat Crew cards in Luffy and Zoro. Okay. But Zoro, by the way, that's another great target for Sabo. You may add one of your cost 3 or higher characters with 7,000 power or higher to the top of your life face up. So in other words, you know, to pull this combo off with Luffy, the 5 cost rush Luffy we were just looking at, this guy, you have to pay 5 and then attach 1 Dawn. So that's a 6 Dawn investment plus 1 more Dawn for the you know, for the you have to attach 1 more Dawn for the Sabo effect. Well, with Zoro, it's actually 1 Dawn cheaper, right? Because it's 3 Dawn to play this card, and then you have to attach 2 Dawn to get him to 7,000, and then attach the 1 Dawn to use your Sabo effect. So it's only 6 Dawn investment versus the 7 for Luffy. And they're both going to get in for 7k at the end of the day. You see how it really doesn't matter. The only thing that Luffy has a synergy over Zoro with is the actual Luffy 2-cost yellow, the new card coming out. And then for those who don't know, Garp is a searcher. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Sabo, Ace, or Luffy card with a cost of 5 or less, and put it into your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So you're going to be able to get this card with, so he's got, look at all the targets. He's got 4, 8, 12, 16, 16 in this list. So that's, you know, that is very nice. That is very nice. Okay, well guys, that's about it. Again, I can't, I'll have to try to do a game review in the near future here, showing you guys just how hard this deck pops off. Because like I said, let's just say in this list you have Okiku down for the turn. You have 10 Dawn, you have 8, you know, Sabo's your leader, you got 10 Dawn, you've got Okiku down, and here we go, right? With 5 Dawn, you drop down Luffy. And actually, you'd probably just swing for 7 first with Okiku. I don't, it depends. But either way, so you can swing with Okiku if you want to first to try to bait out something from their hand. Then you drop down Luffy. Okay, attach 1 Dawn, swing for 7, wherever you needed that to go. Then return it, or excuse me, then pay 1. Well, not pay 1, excuse me. Attach 1 Dawn to your leader. So now he's a 6k. And then bounce this back to your hand. Bounce the Luffy to the top of your life and give a character plus 2,000 power to the start of your next turn. So actually, guys, I messed up the order there. Don't swing with Okiku just yet. Do not swing with Okiku just yet. Save that attack because it'll be an 8,000 attack, right? Well, now you play out Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy here, with the combo we just said, because we've only used 5, 6, 7 Dawn. So now play this out. So 9 Dawn altogether, what we've used. Play out your Luffy you just put on top of your life with your Sabo. And remember, now he can attack again because he's not rested. He's coming into play. And this will give your leader plus 2,000 more power. And with your 1 Dawn left, you'll be able to swing 7,000 again with Luffy. And remember, 8,000 with Okiku, and then another 8,000 with Sabo. And he's 7,000 power on your opponent's next turn. And you can do that exact same combo for actually even cheaper with Ace. As long as you have 2 or less life, it would be even cheaper with Ace. Where it's like, okay, so again, let's just pretend we have Okiku down, or this dude right here, this, well, no, Okiku's the best example, I think. So we have her down, right? Okiku's down. You play Ace for 5, swing for 7. And then if you have this character for, excuse me, I skipped a step there. Attach 1 Dawn to Sabo, put him on top of your life. Put the Ace on top of your life now, because he already has 7,000 power base, right? Play out the Ace, the 2-cost Ace, to play the Ace that you just put on top of your life. Swing. You can swing for 7 more, and all this stuff was getting close to 2,000. I even skipped another step there, guys. When we did the Sabo, remember, that gives the Okiku plus 2,000 if it's on the board. Do you guys see where this is going? I'm sorry if it was confusing. It just seems so powerful, guys. It seems so good. And I do think this will be the best version of the deck, personally. But we'll have to see how things go. We'll have to see how the meta is, because that will determine everything, right? Like, for example, this version might be better against the more aggro lists. Whereas the Whitebeard version we looked at might be better against the more control variants, right? The more control decks. We'll have to see. But I will say this, guys, this leader is looking solid, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the future. Right, guys, I'm done rambling. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if I missed anything, if I misquoted something or misunderstood something, y'all know what to do. Just help me out in the comment section below. All right, guys. Until next time, peace.